Princess Diana with HIV-positive children, 1991. Samantha Fox and John Bon Jovi in 1986. Marty Feldman, comedian, actor, writer. You offer a sincere compliment on a great mustache, and suddenly she's not your friend. 1969. JFK and Jackie wedding, 12th of September, 1953. A German woman and child watching a prone British Army soldier in their village during Reforger 80, an annual military exercise and campaign conducted by NATO from 1969 until 1993 during the Cold War. Vote Nixon, early 1970s. Men and a woman reading headlines posted in street corner window of Brockton Enterprise newspaper office on Christmas Eve, Brockton, Mass., 1940. Gymnastic group, Montreal, Quebec, 1891. White kid playing among slaves in a coffee farm in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, circa 1870. Thanksgiving massacres, c. 1910. Canadian Women's Army Corps, World War II, celebrating VE Day in London on May 7, 1945. Vintage photograph of Maori woman. (1940s) last hereditary prime of Nepal, Mohan Shumsher. Groundhog Day. Teresa Malarkey, a Philadelphia Zoo secretary, bends an ear to the zoo's tame groundhog in an effort, for the sake of the photographer, to get an advance prediction on the nation's weather. A Girl, a Dog, a Mule from the 1921 silent film Through the Back Door, starring Mary Pickford. The German Army circa World War II. A girl standing on tiptoe on a champagne bottle in a pleated costume and top hat from 1904. Costume designer Jose Fernandez next to the bat suit he made for Batman Forever, 1995. Photographer John Drysdale was punched in the face by a kangaroo and comforted him afterward, 1962. Pablo Picasso in Paris, circa 1900. Police arrest a group of prostitutes. Paris, 1952. Graves of Waffen SS soldiers in France during World War II. Crewmen of the USS Texas pose on one of the main battery guns, circa 1918. Chief Duck Hunter, Cree, 1913. Clint Eastwood after a brutal fight scene on the set of Dirty Harry, San Francisco, California, USA, 1971. Danish children in folk dress for a festival, 1937. Strongwoman Katie Sanguina circa 1900. Promotional portrait of British-born American film and television director Alfred Hitchcock as he holds a broom and poses behind a painted Halloween pumpkin for his anthology program, Alfred Hitchcock Presents 1958. Blattner phone steel tape recorder, 1924. Thanksgiving on the Front Line, an American soldier in Italy, November 1944. (1962), JFK takes a break from presidential business to play with JFK Jr., Caroline, and their pony, Macaroni. Hiker on Mount Adams, viewing the eruption of Mount St. Helens, 1980. Uvais Akhtayev, the giant of Soviet basketball, in action. Akhtayev was born in Chechnya in 1930. Jane Mansfield at a party in Hollywood, California, 1956. Three men riding in a tricycle, c. 1920. June 1984, remains of a Sikh pilgrim following Operation Blue Star in Amritsar, India. Marilyn Monroe at the Banff Spring Hotel, Alberta, 1953. Vintage contortionist. William Street School, an English literature class, Pocahontas County, United States, 1908. Polish policeman in full assault gear, 1934. Minusinsk, Siberia, a Tartar shaman in ceremonial dress, Sakari 1920. Cotton mill workers, 1908. Dense crowd of people outside on the street watching horse-driven parade float with mummers on board. Float depicts snails, frogs, plants. New Orleans around 1904. "14-year-old Mike Tyson with trainer Cus D'Amato in 1975. Members of the Luftwaffe in Dunkirk, France, 1940. What traditional Korean dress looked like at the turn of the 20th century? Circa 1930, two chimpanzees show their love for each other. Feminist vandalism, 1970s. Experimental floating tank for transporting wounded across small water obstacles, 1916. Norma Shearer doing cartwheels in her garden while Merle Oberon watches. Men at Work, 1910s. Carly Simon wrote her hit song Anticipation while waiting for Cat Stevens to show up for their first date, early 1970s. Brigitte Bardot, 1969. Tanya Mallet and Robin Tattersall in the Aquascutum advert. Photographer Norman Parkinson, 1938. Performers backstage in a 1936 New York City burlesque show, likely photographed by Margaret Bourke White. Motorcycle officer wipes brow as cool chicks walk across street, stopping traffic, 1958. Ouch! 1940s. The residents of the Italian village of Venzone pose with the mummified remains of their ancestors, 1950. Models wearing outfits designed by Hubert de Givenchy, Paris, France, 1952, photographed by Nat Farbman. The famous L. Ron Hubbard, founder of the Church of Scientology, invented the Hubbard electrometer in 1968 to find out if tomatoes could feel pain. 1950s advertising image for the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company. A resident struggles to walk in a blizzard in Manhattan, New York. February 1969. Goodyear ex-United States Navy. K-class airships used to advertise Ford vehicles. New York, 1946. The Zorro Bandito motorcycle gang. Members of the DDAC in Lörrach, Germany, having fun out riding in costume during Fasching Fasnet circa 1938. In 1879, a photo of, left to right, Billy the Kid, Doc Holliday, Jesse James, and Charlie Boder. Harrison Ford demonstrates his woodworking skills at his Bel Air home, 1984. Young mill workers in Lawrence, Massachusetts, 1911. Soviet civilians stand in the ashes of their home village, burned by the occupiers. World War II. Athletes from the USSR, Yugoslavia, and the United States line up together during the 1984 Winter Olympics in Sarajevo, Yugoslavia. (1982) London punks smile and listen as they get told off about their hairstyles and fashions of the day. Long exposure night photograph of downtown Los Angeles, 1951. Young nurse Lita Lyashenko tends to the wounded in the Inkerman mines in 1942. Golf robot. The robot taught the art of the perfect swing to golfers in the 1920s. British runner Eric Liddell is celebrated during a parade. He won the 400-meter race with a record-breaking time at the 1924 Olympics. A Japanese architect designed the first capsule hotel in 1979 and called it the Business Hotel of 2100. Young men in the 1880s. A destroyed Yugoslav M84 tank near Vukovar, 1991. Non-nominee Femketu Miss Universe winner Finland Armi Kuusela. The rear control car of a dirigible, circa 1933. Photo from a 1968 Life magazine article documenting Secret Service fitness tests. Agents had to consistently display high marks in areas such as marksmanship, motorcade etiquette, defensive combat, and life-saving techniques. Insurance ad from Communist Hungary, 1981. A three-wheeled electric cargo truck, circa 1953. Protest against the use of corporal punishment, London, 1972. Toni Frissell sitting holding camera on her lap, with several children standing around her, somewhere in Europe, 1945. Carden Lloyd Carriers at the Elswick Works, Newcastle upon Tyne, circa 1930. Keeping Cool, 1945. Leopard Fabric Fashions, 1953. An explosive gift for Comrade Stalin from the Kriegsmarine. German sailors pose with naval mines to be seeded off the coast of Norway during World War II. An admiring East End crowd for Mahatma Gandhi, 22nd September 1931. Vintage bird hat. The Spirit of Australia, a jet-powered hydroplane designed and built by Australian mechanical engineer Ken Warby, with which he established the water speed record in 1978 at 511.11 kilometers per hour. June 1941. Australian and New Zealand jockeys ride their mounts hard at the donkey races held in Gaza, Palestine. American hippie community, 1970s. The Bullwinkle oil platform being towed to its destination in the Gulf. An anti-Richard Nixon protest outside the White House, 1974. Breakfast Up High, 1925. Marilyn Monroe and screenwriter Arthur Miller. Vice President Richard Nixon and his family in Disneyland, 1959. World War I, a Red Cross moving fort for rescuing between trenches. Space Shuttle Challenger crew member remains being transferred from hearses to a C-141 plane at the Kennedy Space Center for transport to Dover Air Force Base, Delaware, 30 August 1988. In 1974, Dan Hartman spent $5,000 on this fully functioning, custom-based suit of his own design. Polly Moran, 1884-1952, as Dodo in Alice in Wonderland, 1933. President Johnson surrounded by United States military personnel at Cam Ranh Bay, December 23, 1967. Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson having a conversation circa 1977. Joan Cruise, a trainer with a Canadian brown bear, 1961. Nicknamed the Mole by Winston Churchill, the Cultivator No. 6. This enigmatic piece of military hardware was developed by the Royal Navy not for naval operations, but for digging trenches on land. San Francisco, California, February 14, 1940. These 6 young women are ready for St. Valentine's Day as they surround a heart at the South Tower of the Golden Gate International Exposition on Treasure Island. Women pose with lion cubs at the Dresden Zoo in Germany, 1935. Ireland, turf harvesting. Children survivors of the Armenian genocide in the American orphanage in Alexandropol, displayed in the form of the phrase, "America, we thank you." A United States sergeant reads a letter from home. Italy, September 1944. Robert Downey Jr. and Mike Tyson. British paratroopers of 22 Independent Parachute Company, 6th Airborne Division, with their toy mascot Pegasus at RAF Harwell, 5 June 1944. Celebrating the New Year in Style, Holland, 1947. Women rejoice after Italy advances to the World Cup final photograph by Alberto Roveri, Italy, July 1982. American girls wearing protective masks during the Dust Bowl for use in areas where the amount of dust in the air caused breathing difficulties, circa 1935. June 3, 1920, New York, Columbia University class of 1909. A very stylish outfit from 1912. Ingrid Bergman arouses the curiosity of village women on the set of a film. Italy, 1949. Playtime, 1930s. United States soldier with the fallen statues of lions that once stood upon the siege store arch. Munich, Germany, June 1945. Laryngophone, a noise-excluding telephone which only transmits vibrations from the vocal cords when the microphone is placed against the throat or cheek. 1929. By the late 1800s, many Victorian women often grew their hair long. Victorian woman, 1890s. World War I. German military personnel paying homage to glider pioneer Otto Lilienthal. A suffragette being detained by British police in the early 20th century.